If you've been in business any length of time, you've probably been pitched 100 different times on SEO services, from the guy overseas to the guy down the street to somebody that sent you an email or you've seen a Facebook ad about SEO. Well, let's talk about whether SEO works and what's changed over the years about SEO. Let's dive into it.
This isn't just any podcast. This is your secret weapon for dominating the market.
This is the Restoration Marketing Secrets Podcast, and this is your host, Sean McMeen.
Welcome to episode 23 of Restoration Marketing Secrets. I am your host, Sean McMeen, and today's episode is about, will SEO help me grow my business? Will it help me grow my damage restoration, home remodeling, roofing, home services business? Absolutely it will. But, asterisk, if you're doing the right things in SEO to help, you show up. And let's dive into that in more detail here. I can't tell you how many times that I've talked to business owners and they said, yeah, I've tried SEO and it didn't work. Or, yeah, I worked with a guy down the street. He did SEO for me and I wasn't sure what he was doing, or, I have no idea what it was doing. I didn't see any phone calls from it. So SEO has evolved dramatically over the last year, definitely, but over the last 2 and 3 years. And just get to the heart of the question, will SEO help me grow my business? It absolutely will. We work with tons of clients and they get tons of SEO phone calls, but it's different than what it used to be. It used to be you'd have a website and that's really all you had to worry about. But SEO encompasses multiple aspects now. That encompasses Google Maps. It encompasses what's called organic, where the actual links are below the maps. And those are the two main components of SEO, or visual properties that you see on Google that are related to SEO. Now, what some people talk about is SEO and the traditional website SEO, where you're actually, creating content and you're doing backlinks and all of those things like that. That is absolutely still important. It 100% is important, because it does, if done correctly, it will help your maps section. And that's where you want to show up the most, is in the Google Maps section. So when you search out there water damage restoration in your local area, you're going to see the ads at the top, you're going to see the maps section, and then you're going to see what's called organic listings down below. You guys know by now that you're an emergency service and people aren't going to dig around to the bottom of the first page or even the second page for your services. If you're doing home remodeling and things like that, it might be a little different story. The most important section to focus on is maps. And people that don't know how to do maps, they say, go out there and optimize your Google Maps listing and fill out all the things in there, do some posts, and you're going to start showing up. That is part of it. That's a small part of it. You also have to make sure you're getting reviews on your profile, which is the biggest part of it. But then you also have to be doing things on your website that link to your maps section, okay? If you do not connect all those dots together, SEO will not work for you. It will not work for you. You need to utilize your website as the hub of all of your online internet marketing, and that is the hub of your SEO strategy as well. Because you need to be creating helpful content that talks about the services you provide in a specific area that you're providing those services. And you need to interlink or connect all the dots to Google, that your Google Maps listing is part of your overall company. And when you connect those dots, then your Google Maps listings really take off and help expand the proximity. You can have a Google Maps listing that's fully optimized, has tons of reviews on it, has a crap website linked to it, and you're going to dominate your immediate area. But anything outside of that, if you're in a metropolitan area, you're not going to show up if you don't have your website optimization, SEO optimization strategy dialed in. And what I'm talking about there is you need to have all of your services on separate pages. all of your services related to what you're doing on separate pages. You need to have service pages service area pages or location pages for every town you do work in. Okay. Then you also need to be doing blog posting, helpful content. And with those three components together, those need to link back to your Google Maps listing, because Google absolutely is visiting your website. But with those pages that you're creating, if you have links back to your Google Maps listing, it's going to link them together and help you further expand your proximity outside of your immediate area. I can tell you time and time again, I've seen clients that have been having SEO done for them, and they have tons of content on their website. They have lots of, helpful pieces of content in there, but it doesn't link anything to their Google Maps listing. So you go to their Google Maps listing and you take a look at how far the proximity is on that Google Maps listing, and they're dominating like their street area, their maybe neighborhood, but there's nothing outside of that because the local area pages aren't linking to that Google Maps listing. And you're not creating posts on that Google Maps listing that are about your local areas. You're not interlinking them together. And that's the difference in the strategy of today, is that 100% Google Maps is where you're going to get a lot of your calls and where we see a lot of calls coming in for our clients. And reviews is a big part of that. Optimizing the profile is a part of that. So for instance, when I say optimizing your profile, if you're in water damage restoration and you don't have water damage restoration as your primary category, you're not going to get jack from it. Okay. If you're in roofing and that's your primary service, you don't have roofing assigned as your primary category, you're not going to get jack from that Google Maps listing, no matter how many reviews you have on it. Now, you can have secondary categories within that Google Maps listing, and that's all well and good. You can absolutely have those, but you want to have your primary service as your primary category, and that's what I mean by optimizing. There's many other components. Google is constantly introducing these new components on Google Maps profile. So for instance, if you go into water damage restoration and you look at all the subcategories underneath water damage, make sure all of that is checked off, and then the descriptions for each one of those are checked off. Okay. So SEO absolutely will help grow your business if you use it as a comprehensive strategy. You know that people aren't going to go out there and research for emergency water damage. They're going to see the stars. They're going to click on whatever, whether it's a Google guaranteed ad or Google Maps ad. They're going to click on the thing at the top of the page that triggers their most of their interest. Okay. And so that's where the strategy has to play. But what is quote unquote traditional SEO, it's a modified version of that now, where you're creating these location pages, you're creating helpful content, but that helpful content interlinks back to your Google Maps listing. You're creating local relevancy topics that are about neighborhoods and those types of things, and those are linking back to your Google Maps listing. You could create 100 posts a day on Google Maps. There's a posting strategy within Google Maps, 100 posts a day, and posts have very limited reach anymore on Google Maps. Google's giving you this option to create these posts. Really what you need to do is a handful of strategic posts that are about the services, about your locations, and do maybe a couple to 3 a week related to that. But the helpful content that you add to your website increases your authority of the website. And then you want to link back into your Google Maps listing and say, this is our company, right? These are the services that we help, and this is our Google Maps listing. And with that strategy, what you're going to do is expand that proximity. You're going to expand the proximity of where you show up for your Google Maps listing. And this is not something that happens overnight. SEO is a longer-term strategy. Same thing about building your brand. It's a long-term strategy that you have to put into practice. And not think, I've been doing SEO for a month and I haven't done anything before that, but I'm not getting any calls. It just doesn't work that way. Google needs to understand the authority that you bring to your brand and who you are as a company, and obviously the reviews that you have received in order to get you to show up there. And a lot of times I talk about people and they're like, this SEO just seems like smoke and mirrors. It is not. It will truly change your business. I've got clients all over the country that get 50, 60 phone calls a month or more from just SEO, from just Google Maps. And this is what we're doing it for them is exactly what I'm talking about. And they're not paying anything in ads, right? For those SEO calls. Now, these clients also do Google Guaranteed, and some of them do some Google ads as well. But when you're talking 40, 50, 60, 70 calls for SEO only calls, and you hear people out there saying, well, SEO doesn't work, that's because you haven't either implemented the right strategy or you haven't stuck with it long enough. Okay? It is not a magic beanstalk. It's not a magic pill. Don't take the red pill, the blue pill, whatever, and whatever that you've been told that about SEO. It absolutely works, but it has to be a part of a bigger strategy for you to help grow your company and become the best known company in your area. And so back to the original question of this, before I went off on this tangent of whether SEO works to help you grow your business, the original question is, will it help me grow? And it absolutely will if it's a part of a bigger strategy for your business. And that's the gist of SEO and making it work for your business. So again, just to recap, focus on your Google Maps listing. Make sure you have reviews in there. Make sure you're filling out all those details. On your website, make sure you have a page for every service that you offer. Make sure you have a page for every location that you offer in your area. And on those location pages, you're talking about all the services that you provide in that area. Make sure you're doing helpful content each month that not only links to the service page that you offer, but also links to your Google Maps listing, and so they connect. So Google visits that page, they can connect the dots here that this website is related to this Google Maps listing. One other minor thing here that don't forget to do is your Google posts 2 to 3 a week. Focus on services, locations, and reviews. And then there's a section in there called products. Make sure you fill out all those products. Those products are technically quote unquote services that link back to your website. So all of this is all linked together, and it sounds like a big thing to undertake, and it absolutely is, especially if you're busy fulfilling, out there working in the field and doing jobs for your customers. So find a company that understands what the strategy is that you need to be doing for this specific industry. SEO is different for every industry. What you need to be doing for your specific industry is showing up at the top and being in the Google Maps section, but it involves many things that are related to your website. So do not forget that part of it. All right, that's the end of episode 23 about will SEO help me grow my business? Yes, it will. So this is the end of the episode. Thanks again, everybody, for listening along this journey. Until next time, this is Sean. I will talk to you later.
You've been listening to the Restoration Marketing Secrets Podcast. Sean's not here to just talk the talk. He's walked the walk. With a track record of helping over 70 damage restoration companies and engaging in over 500 conversations with industry owners, he's seen it all. From digital marketing triumphs to the most ingenious growth hacks, he's got the keys to the kingdom, and he's sharing them with you. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, for more, hit the website at restorationmarketing.com. See you next time on the Restoration Marketing Secrets Podcast.